You know, I told the boys on the first day of practice, this is water from a rock. You know, the Old Testament story when Moses was in the wilderness and they needed water. There was no water, so God just brought water out of a rock. And that's the way I see, you know, that was one of the first themes that I saw with this football program was, you know, I pointed to our 24 acres, which was our, you know, practice field. And if anybody knows 24 acres, you know, it's just acres. And so that was our practice pasture. It was just, it looked like, you know, it wasn't going to happen. It was impossible. Then once we got into it, oh man, are we going to win a game? Well, our goal is we're going to try to win one game, you know.
There was only 2 guys on our team that had ever played football, and that was not high school. That was Pop Warner, you know, Pee Wee, Pop Warner. So nobody had ever played high school football before.
At the beginning of the season, they have tryouts, you know, and you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, who makes the team, you know, who goes out for quarterback, and you know, actual football teams where we took our young brothers, you know, and put them on the chessboard.
We got out there, it was 5:30 in the morning, you know, it's dark. And the boys are walking out of our field house, which is just a little, you know, 10 by 12 trailer, really, old dilapidated trailer just sitting out there on the pasture that had gotten fixed up. And so they come walking out, man, they got their pads on, cleats, everything fully dressed out, helmets, and they're walking up, and boy, it was just phenomenal, you know, and I couldn't believe it, you know, and me and Reese were out there.
What makes this great is the guys are so excited about it, you know what I'm saying?
We hit each other and we started training and everything. Nobody had ever ran with pads on, so everyone's like, oh.
A number of the guys was very inexperienced. They never hit before, never had pads on before. As soon as we started hitting, I was like, I like this. This is nice, you know.
So I was a little nervous about it. I wasn't sure what to expect. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to hit some guys that I know, and I was like, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I don't want to get hurt.
Oh man, we're at practice. I wish we could go back to practice that first month.
We went from ground zero, you know what I mean? So we needed positional numbers, whole number. We literally had to construct football from ground zero for these guys. None played.
I wish we could go back to practice that first month. 3-point stand. What is a 3-point stand? How do I stand here? What's a handoff? How do I make a pocket? You know, we're going over everything. Stuff that you cover like in 7th grade football.
When me and Guy would look at each other, we just had a lot of work to do, to be honest with you. These guys didn't know how to get 3-point stances. They didn't know. None of them could catch. Just watching them line them up and throw them and play catch, it was like America's Funniest Videos.
And we had August 2nd, and our first game was August 27th. Well, we didn't know this when we scheduled the game, but the team we're playing ends up this year finishing 3rd in the state of Texas in the big school division. Okay, in our Texas Christian Athletic League.
Concern for them, you know, like, you know, especially when you get the, you know, how do I say it, spectators, you know, you guys are gonna get ate alive, man. Them boys in Karnak are fast, you know, and that's what you're doing on defense? Is it gonna work?
So, I mean, we didn't even have a clue what we were facing, you know. And, man, we were just, hopefully, maybe we'll win a game, you know. Maybe, you know, there were so many unanswered questions. Can we throw the ball? Can we run? Can our guys block? You know, we worked on tackling and blocking every day. And these guys had never even put on a helmet, let alone blocked, you know what I'm saying? So we had 20 well, less than 22 days to practice for that first game.
Josh, go get all those cones. What? Go get those cones and bring them to me over on that side. Hey guys.
We were all nervous. I was definitely nervous. I mean, we had never played football before in a real game. We still didn't know all the rules about six-man. We were playing on this really nice stadium and everything, but the field was set up to where like the end zone was not in the end zone, and then the other end zone was the end zone. And so we're confused about that, and then we go out there and we do our first warm-ups and everything, and then we go back in the locker room.
I was suiting up and my heart was going boom, boom, boom. I was like, I leaned over to Samuel. I said, I can't believe this is happening. Because yeah, I know, me too. I was so in the moment. I was like, it wasn't even real to me at the time. I was just like, all right, there's an awesome football field out there. We're about to play a team.
Went back to one of the corners, and it was so real because you were in the moment then. I'm actually about to go out there. You know, you got all my friends and family out there, and I just couldn't believe this was actually happening because it's just hard for me to comprehend. And then that was the moments where I was just like, I want to give myself to God and whatever's happening with this team.
Guardians! Represent! Jesus! Represent! Jesus! Represent! Jesus! Breakdown! Hoorah! 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 Hoorah!
Come on.
You know, it's like a dream come true for some of the guys to even have a football program.
We walked out of the locker room. It was all professional and in a straight line and everything, and heard that national anthem playing, and then we
Through the perilous 1, 2, 3, Guardians!
had the first snap, and it was just like, wow, this is finally happening after all these years, after all this practice, after everything we've done. It's finally happening.
And I said, Lonnie, oh man, this is crazy. It was so much fun. It was like, wow. You know, it was just like we entered into this next season of our lives and did not know we could have that much fun. You know, it was like a ceiling was broken and we stepped into just this, you know, escalator. Amazing.
Before our first game, I did not believe we were going to be able to score at all.
Like the second play of the game, we scored a touchdown.
Me and Lonnie were like, whoa, can you believe this?
We talked about how, you know, it's okay if we don't win any games.
And we scored another touchdown. We're up. We're winning. We didn't know what to do. You know, and really should have won the game. I mean, we just had some unanswered things, some things that we hadn't figured out yet. Had no business. They beat us by 4 points. You know, we fumbled at the 1-yard line to win the game, but you know, we did all we could. The guys, I mean, how could they have played any better after 15 days of practice?
I kind of went into it like where if we even competed, that you guys gave your all, and you know, then it was a victory for me.
And the comment that I kept getting, this looks like a program. You know, like you guys have been doing this before.
I couldn't believe it, really, that we can do this. You know, it's like when I seen us against the other programs, that's when I was like, wow, we have something here. You know what I mean?
Like, wow, it looks like you guys already have a program. I would have never dreamed you would have looked like this on your first game. That was the comment that I kept hearing, and which I thought that was good, you know. So we said, okay, now we got a starting point. We got some things to work on. But now the guys also, you know, I don't think they felt so much like it was a loss because, hey, we can play. We can play, we can compete. Hey, we're in this thing. You know, it was kind of the attitude after that.